Hi friends, good morning all. Once again, warm welcome to Madhyama Online Education. Today, we are going to study some important economists in our country. In the last class, we studied some other famous economists who belong to America, England, etc. Okay, so today we can get some ideas related with famous Indian economists. First of all, we can study about Chanakya. I think that you have already studied from your previous classes about Chanakya. Anybody know who was Chanakya? What's that? Yes, he was the advisor of Chandragupta Maurya. Very good. You studied about Maurya dynasty in your previous classes and more points related with Chanakya. And do you know what was the famous contribution of Chanakya? What's that? Yes, his famous book. What's the name of that book? Very good. Arthashastra. Okay, so Chanakya wrote a famous book related with the welfare of a nation, or we can say related with the economic activities of each and every country. That famous book is known as Arthashastra. Clear? So please note that point. The famous book written by Chanakya, or we can say Kaudilyan. There is another name for Chanakya, that is Kaudilyan. That famous book is Arthashastra. Okay, then based on that book, we can easily understand what are the famous programs or what will be the famous ideas we how to implement in any country for its economic development. Clear? And he made more works in the development of Maurya dynasty. Okay, so on the basis of that book, that is the book Arthashastra, our government implemented so many programs for the development of our country. Clear? Then another famous person, I think this person's details also you have studied in your lower class, that is Dadabhai Naoroji. Have you heard about him? Yes. Who was that? Yeah, very good. A famous freedom fighter. Okay, and during the British India, he wrote some important points related with our financial condition and our economic depreciation because of the working of British. Okay, then anybody know about his theory? You studied that. What was the theory? Yes, drain theory. Very good. So Dadabhai Naoroji, he was a famous freedom fighter and he was a famous economist of our country, and he wrote a famous, he compiled his ideas in connection with the British activity. That theory is known as drain theory. Clear? Then what's the meaning of drain? Yes, what's that? Oluguga. Okay, so drain theory indicates how the wealth of our country is flowing from our country to British India, or we can say England, not British India, into England. How our wealth is drained from our country to English, or in the hands of the English people, or we can say England. You know that during the British time, most of the British officials, they worked in our country and they got high salary. So who will pay the salary? They take the cash or wealth from our country. Okay, so through this way, that means the salary were paid to the British officers, it was very high. So for paying the salary, British people exploited our wealth, or we can say our economic materials like gold or resources, that means natural resources or materials, raw materials, etc. They collected from our country to England to take the salary. So that is the one way or one method through which English people exploited our wealth to their own country. Clear? Then another important reason for the bad condition of the bad economic condition of our India during the British time was that, you know that they took our cash for the development of or for expanding the British Empire. That means they conducted different types of wars in different parts of the world. So for that they collected a lot of cash from our country or a lot of wealth from our country. Okay, so it is the second method. So please note, first method, the British officials were given high salary. Clear? The British officials were given high salary. Second one, they collected our wealth for expanding their empire. Then third one, you know that during that time, Industrial Revolution developed in England, and they constructed so many factories in their own country. So they didn't get enough raw materials from their own country, so they collected their raw materials from their colonies. And you know that India was also a colony at that time. So they exploited or they collected our raw materials at cheap rate. Then what did they do? They took that raw materials into England. Then they made machine-made products with the help of machines and factory. Then the same product they came to or they took to our country, and they sold in India at high price. So you remember one important point, that British people collected raw materials at cheap rate from India. But British people made so many products by using our raw materials, and they sold the same product into India or Indians at high price. Then that condition also we lost a lot of wealth into England. Or we can say by that method British people exploited Indians. Clear? Then another important method or program or idea implemented by the British people was that, you know that most of the Indians were the laborers, or we can say shipais of the British people, and they were considered as slaves by the British people, and in most of the cases they got cheap salary, or we can say very less salary. So in this way also the British people exploited Indians. Now you have learned 4 important points through which the British exploited Indians. Which were that points? First one, the British officials were paid high salary. Then another one, the British, they sold their products into India at high price. Clear? Then next one, the Indian laborers, they got very less salary. Then fourth point, the British people used our wealth for expanding their empire. Clear? So Dadabhai Naoroji combined all these things and he put forward a theory. It is known as drain theory. Okay, so drain theory means British people exploiting our cash, our wealth from India to England. It ultimately lead our country into a pathetic condition. Clear? So this theory is known as drain theory, and you studied another important point, that means which are the different ways or stages through which the British people exploited our cash into England. Clear? Now we are going to study another important Indian famous economist, that is very famous personality, you know, who is our father of nation. Yes, Gandhiji. So now you are going to study what are the important economic ideas of Gandhiji in connection with the economic welfare of our country. You know that Gandhiji gave more importance into rural economy. You know that because Gandhiji understood that most of the people in our country, they lived in rural area, or we can say in village area. Okay, so Gandhiji gave more importance for the development of rural area, or we can say villages. Okay, so he wrote his ideas, that means the rural development ideas, in his first book, that is Hind Swaraj. That book published in 1909, and he advised the Indian people or the Indian leaders or the Indian economists or other welfare people related with the economic condition or economic welfare of our country, that all programs we must implement on the basis of moral values. Important point, you remember moral values, and it must be for the development of rural economy. Okay, so what was the main idea of Gandhiji? Gandhiji advised the people or the personalities who worked for the development of our country that any program we can implement or we must implement must be based on moral values. That's the first point. Another point, that program must be for the development of the rural economy. Clear? Then he had another important idea, that is known as trusteeship. Okay, so trusteeship was another important ideology implemented by Gandhi for the development of our society or for the development of our rural economy, or we can say for the development of our whole nation. Then trusteeship means, you know that capitalism you studied. That means in our country at that time also so many rich people and they have their own enterprises and so many laborers were under their control for their work and to do some other activities. Okay, and according to Gandhiji, trusteeship he implemented as a policy. That means according to trusteeship, a capitalist can own any factory or any plot of land, etc. But his aim always will be social welfare, or we can say the economic welfare of the people or economic welfare of the country. That means that capitalist never take more profit in his own pocket. Clear? That means Gandhiji dreamed a society or an India with less haves and have-nots. Clear? That means he believed social equality. Then another important feature of trusteeship is that Gandhiji gave more importance for truth and non-violence. That means a capitalist must be a truthful person and he must work by using which weapon? Non-violence. That means that person must believe in non-violence. Then only we can achieve economic equality. It was the main ideology of Gandhiji. Clear? So please note what was the important ideas of Gandhiji. First one, Gandhiji believed the development of a rural area, or we can say villages. Okay, and he wrote all these ideas in his first book. The book's name was Hind Swaraj. Not the point. And that book published in 1909. Then another important idea put forward by Gandhiji was trusteeship. Then what are the important features of trusteeship? A capitalist can own a factory or a plot of land or anything. But that person, that capitalist must work on truth. That means that the capitalist's principles must be truth, non-violence, moral values and the social welfare. Okay, then only a country can achieve what? Economic progress. Clear? So these are the important ideologies of Gandhiji. Now you studied three important famous economists of our country. First one, Chanakya. Next one, Dadabhai Naoroji. And third one, Mahatma Gandhiji. Okay, and now we can study what are the important ideas of Gandhiji. He implemented what are the important programs for the development of our country. Okay, first one, he believed or he gave more importance for rural economy and agricultural sector. You know that the important occupation of the people in rural area or in village area at that time, now also we can say that what was that? It was agriculture. Okay, so Gandhiji gave more priority to agriculture. That means when agriculture develop, the rural area automatically develop. It will help the development of our country. It was the dream of Gandhiji. Okay, then next one, Gandhiji gave more emphasis on small scale and cottage industries. You know that at that time our condition was very pathetic one. Socially, economically, our people were very pathetic one, very poor one. So they couldn't start a very big industries. So some people engaged in small scale industry or cottage industry. Okay, so Gandhiji gave more importance or Gandhiji gave more emphasis for the development of small scale and cottage industries. Okay, and he believed another important point. That means he dreamed a society or an economy based on equality. Okay, so please note the point. He believed a society based on equality. And another one, he also dreamed a society with self-sufficient and self-reliance. Okay, that means each and every rural area or each and every village must be self-sufficient to meet their daily needs. Clear? So these are the important ideas of Gandhiji forward for the economic development of our country. Clear? And the words of Gandhiji attracted by a lot of other thinkers. Because most of the people who lived during that time, they got more happy or more enthusiastic by hearing the words of Gandhiji. So the important people were, please note that J.C. Kumarappa. Please note. Then Sriman Narayan. Note the point. J.C. Kumarappa. Then Sriman Narayan and Dharmapal. Okay, these were also famous economic thinkers and they supported or they were impressed by hearing the words of Gandhiji, and they also believe or they also gave more importance for what agriculture and small scale industry. That means they also supported the words of Gandhiji. Clear? Now we are going to study another important Indian economist. Sometimes you have heard his name because that person is also very famous. His name is Amartya Sen. Okay, he was a Nobel Prize winner in 1998 in his economic activities. So please note the point, Amartya Sen, and he got Nobel Prize in 1998 for his economic activities. Okay, he also believed a society with equality, self-reliance and self-sufficient. And Amartya Sen noticed the problems related with calculating poverty line. You know what is poverty line? It is not so easy to calculate or to draw a line that indicate a group of people live under poverty condition and some other group of people live above the or with high status. There are so many criterions to draw or to make such a line. So Amartya Sen pointed out which are the important problems related with the calculating of what BPL or APL. Clear? You know that BPL and APL because your ration card may be BPL or APL like that. So poverty line is very important one in a country. So we have to make a clear idea about how many people of our country live under poor condition or which are the important group of people or how many percentages of our population live in above poverty line. Okay, so Amartya Sen explained the problems related with drawing or calculating poverty line. Then he had done a lot of works in connection with economic welfare, poverty, famine, etc. Clear? So these are the important points related with our famous Indian economists. Okay, so which were the famous people? First one Chanakya, second one Dadabhai Naoroji, and the next one Gandhiji, and some other people you studied, Kumarappa, then Sriman Narayan and Dharmapal, etc. Then another important economist of our country, he was Amartya Sen, and he pointed out his own ideas for the development of our country. So whenever our government implement economic policies in our country, our government or other famous personalities, they must follow the ideologies put forward by all these economic leaders or we can say economic thinkers. Okay, then only we can implement such a program that will ultimately lead to the development of our country. Okay, so I hope that all of you understood what are the important problems in a country, then how can we solve all these problems, and what are the contributions of the famous economists who lived in our country and who lived in some other foreign countries. Okay, now it is the time to wind up here. So I am going to stop here. Thank you. Bye bye.